Good day, YouTubers, and thank you for tuning in to today's very different video on YouTube. And yes, we are nearly at the very last tail end of 2024, and I want to put up something very totally different. And it's actually straightforward, getting very, very dark, because I could tell you what, it's a little bit like what I did from the last 2 to 3 months ago, when it was already autumn time. That's the time of the year when everything is all going completely and utterly cutting short. And I could tell you what, I've been doing a lot of bird feeding along the way here. Strangely enough, all the bird food has been finished off. I'm off to straightforward replenish it by New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, by the looks of all things. Hopefully I can straightforward do an amazing reaction video of those amazing fireworks in London. Hopefully I don't get a very nasty copyright strike. If I do, well then that's it. Goodbye, good riddance. But then, hey, let me just take a look at all the different plants that I've already have grown. So, seems like, guess what's not there? The nasturtium has died off. That used to be there, but it's no longer there anymore, I'm afraid. So the nasturtium has died off. Our foxglove seedlings, well, they're not doing fairly well. So, as sad as it sounds, I'm not great of a professional gardener. Might have to probably blow up this thing, maybe with a lawnmower. We'll actually cut down this thing more appropriately wise, and there's some crows in the background here again. And guess what, we've also got the carcass of a sunflower which was already blossoming in September of this year, and now we've got weeds growing. Oh my goodness me, look at all the weeds, they're all growing everywhere in that damn plant thing. Then we've also got, by the way, these pots right here of random plants. They've all just died. I actually left these out away. Somehow it might have been snowing so far around November, so that was utterly crazy. And then I also had this plant which was very famous for having lots and lots of like moth caterpillars which were already there right over in my bedroom, which was something I did not actually expect. Maybe there was some sort of butterfly that laid an egg, and all of a sudden lots and lots of eggs suddenly appeared, and then bam, we saw massive swarms of caterpillars I did not ever expect. And then bam, the caterpillars might have died, or maybe they've turned into pupae. I'm sure about that. I can't see one of the pupae, but hey, maybe there's one here. Is that the pupae of a caterpillar? I can't really tell. No, I think it's just a freaking leaf. Anyway, so we've got the I think there's quite a lot of plant species have died out. I think my primrose, I think it's a primrose flower thing. And then I've also got the spider plants. All of them have died off because I've been pretty terrible at looking after them things. And actually, to tell you the truth, I actually left these there so that they can die in the freezing cold winter, so that, you know, by the time when I was away in Malaysia, I actually made sure everything, I actually, you know, just left the whole thing. In fact, there are 2 spider plants here so that they can die in the freezing cold, because of my trip to Malaysia was going to interrupt my normal schedule back in England. But then, hey, you know, it was a fantastic trip, so don't take it personally. That's always safe to speak, somehow. That there used to be a patch of calendula, but unfortunately the calendula have actually been straightforward killed off by the nasty cold weather that was happening in November. Maybe they need to have a nice looking greenhouse somehow. But we've got some Nigella seeds and seedlings that have started to appear. Amazing stuff. They've actually started to appear somehow. It's actually quite nice. But then what we're seeing here is a ginormous decay of some of the plants that I've already have seen so far, as early as, what is that thing there? Ginger buns? What the heck is that thing? I don't know. Hopefully it's not hot cross buns. We're not on Easter time yet. But we've got what looks like to be a lavender plant right here. Okay, so we've got that there. Obviously the flowers are dead because it's no longer summer, and obviously summer and autumn are gone. And we've also got more of these plants. I remember planting these back around, you know, summer, you know, on the very first day of summer, and then as it's autumn and winter time, man, look at all these flowers. They have literally died off. And look at this. This used to be an amazing flower meadow, but look at this. Everything is all being destroyed and being hammered and being obliteratedly annihilated by the freezing cold temperatures of what we're seeing at this time of the year, being winter time. There used to be lots of amazing mustard flowers and calendula and cornflowers and other flowers around here. Everything has all been destroyed, maybe except for the mint. It actually feels quite lovely somehow, I suppose, eh? Let me just pick one of the leaves off. Very refreshing. Very refreshing somehow. And I can tell you what, I've been spending lots of time busily feeding the birds right in the backyard gardens. Of course, yes, I'm off to try and maybe buy some more bird food by, of course, tomorrow or New Year's Day. Hopefully I can do that somehow. I've still got the compost with me. Hopefully I can try and plant some more flowers for next year's spring and summer, or possibly autumn. And wow, look what we've got. We've got a beautiful robin. And it's just flying from tree to tree, perch to perch, branch to branch. It's just straightforward, just, you know. Wow, and oh my goodness, what's that? Why are we seeing so many bugs? These are winter gnats. And strangely enough, they're one of the few insects to be encountered during winter time. In fact, it's so beautiful somehow. We've got the robin, and it's flying away. But I'm quite curious to see what these winter gnats are doing here. Oh my goodness me, my crikeys. Look at this number of winter gnats. Maybe that's why there's plenty of amount of food here. There's winter gnats, so yes. Some insectivorous birds might come along and straightforward gouge their beaks and eat those little critters up. Amazing. I'm actually really surprised to see what these little critters are doing. Maybe the adults, I don't know how it works. There's a lot of these like winter gnats. I don't know how the heck do they actually become so active during this time. Is it the part where they lay their eggs in spring and or summer, and then they just straightforward aestivate, which is the right word to use? We actually had, I don't know what I'm really saying here because I've got dyslexia here. Oh wow, maybe that's not white. Bloody hell. Anyway, so we've got all kinds of different plants here, and guess what's missing? Look what's happened. The wild cabbage flower has seen far much better days. The lobelia flower pots right here, the giant flower container, plant containers here, they've all been, the plant troughs, they've all been hammered. As you can see, all these lobelia flowers have sadly been taken over and have been straightforward dead by the freezing winter colds. Sorry, I was meant to say the freezing winter cold temperatures. The bug hotel is still intact, as you can see right over here. My crikeys. And then we've also got this here. This is a petunia plant. Now, I've got a lot of these plant pots here that they used to be filled with petunias, but now they're all dead. And guess what? We've actually now, I don't know what I'm really saying here, but look at this. This whole garden has been transformed from an absolute bustling, beautiful meadow now into a complete and utter wasteland. I'm going to have to start deheading all of these dead plants. I have to keep on deadheading those plants to make way for new ones coming later on in spring. So, that in this case, hey, I should straightforward do some more gardening. By like, let's just say February and March. It's just quite somehow totally nutty different. And the winter gnats, wow, they're just flying around here. I wonder what do they eat? Because food is relatively scarce at this time of the year. I don't know why these insects are here. That's absolutely shockingly crazy. I never knew there was such a thing as winter gnats. Strange enough. Anyways, let's take a look at other stuff here. So, there's some noise in the background here which I can't discuss. Maybe they're just preparing for their New Year's celebration here. Okay. And, my goodness me, we've got all kinds of other plants here. I don't know what these are. I don't know if it's a different type of mint. But it looks quite stunning, seeing all what we have. But let's take a look at, right over at this backyard garden here. And look what's happened to this beautiful calendula. I can tell you what, I don't know how much I could really say about this. But overall, it's dead. You can just see how everything was alive back then. And then we've also got some petunias. Look, crikeys, look how much activity I've just grown so far in many of the plant pots I was doing here somehow. There's just so many of that going on here. And yeah, you can definitely see what's happening with all of the flower vegetation going on here. You can see how they've all been bone dried up. I think what we had so far was that the November that we had so far has been relatively foggy and cold. I don't know what to really say about that time. I think the very first half of November, it was actually quite cool and cold, but then it was also quite dry. Somehow this plant here has unfortunately died. So that used to be a very beautiful blossoming calendula plant, and you can start to see the fodder and the decay of how this plant is like these days. It's a complete shock to the whole system. If I crumble this one apart, you can just see how brittle this is. You can actually feel how very straightforward, a little bit shardy this is. It's gone a bit hard. Look at that. It's just gone a bit crumbly and a bit crispy looking. Yeah, it's not looking that healthy somehow. You can definitely see. Well, look at that. I can just completely. Oh, look at that. I can just break this whole plant here, and it's already dead as a dodo. You know, who knows? I can just give that to a child and just eat shardy bits of plant matter on their mouth. But I won't be doing that. It's crazy. Oh my gosh, look at that. This is just crazy. There's the roots here. That used to be a beautiful plant thing that I planted back in May, and now it's all dead. Oh my goodness me, it's crazy. I'm going to have to do a jump cut and see how brittle it is. It's interesting, whenever I see the plant like that, it's in very bad shape, considering of just how late at this time of the year is. It's actually getting very, very dark. I can't really make such a very good dedicated video of light. And you can see what used to be a patch of marigolds as well. I can't see anymore. And that there used to be a fuchsia plant. If I go up towards here meticulously and carefully, you can start to see the absolute carcass of what these plants were like. Well, not really, because it's very dark, the sun is setting, and hey, clearly this is straightforward. The very last video that I've made so far on my YouTube channel. And maybe if I present just how brittle it is, without dropping the tablet. Oh my goodness me, this is quite risky. It's interesting, like many other plants that I often grew so much in the warmer months, it's that time of the year. I mean, look at that. Oh my goodness me. Look at that. It just takes nothing to give with. It's, you know, it's so super brittle. They just go really hard. They just crumble everywhere. Look at that. Could be very good fodder. You can just straightforward mulch it back into, you know, something else. They just go really hard. In this case, oh my god, in that case, when they just dry up. Oh, look at that. Oh my god. Look how it just breaks apart. Look at that. Look at that. It just breaks really, really hard. Look at that. Oh, look at that. It takes nothing to give with. Like, it just simply breaks so much. Like, it breaks. Like, it's so brittle and breaks right away. It's so hollow. It's so thin. Like, this is the utter state that this plant is. Like, what's like, you know, whenever it becomes like this at this time of the year, it's so crazy. Like, how the heck is it going to be, like, complete fodder? Oh, man. I don't know how much longer I can straightforward be around in this, but considering of how much, look at that. Maybe at this time of the year, you can just straightforward, like, break dead plants that you've already just grown. That's awesome for stress relief, you know what, hey? Break these guys up, and then until the whole plant is dead as a dodo. Oh, man. There goes my amazing... Oh, man. I think I've got the winter gnats following me. Maybe because they know I'm here. Oops, sorry about that. I think I just dropped my tablet nearly in that case somehow, but look how crazy. It just crumbles apart. Oh, man. Just absolutely ugly seeing that. Rest in peace, my beloved calendula plant. You will never be forgotten. And here are those amazing winter gnats, and crikeys, I nearly dropped the flippin' tablet. God damn it, I should have actually never put right over that freaking fence. I was just presenting the calendula plant, just to see the utter decay it was happening. So yes, apart from the plant parts which are just seeing far better days with lots of weeds taking over, and yeah, that was very silly of me. And guess what? Look what's happened. Because we had so much rain over in the course of like the last months. Look how much rain we have just seen so far. This bucket here, I can just straightforward grow some more flowers at this time. But then, hey, because I'm a bit lazy, I might as well just saturate the whole section right here. And there you go. I can just straightforward drench the whole garden section here. Look at that. More plant pots here. Ugh, look at that. Man, I don't think I've ever touched my garden for quite some time now. And for me, what I will do, by the time when, man, I think that bucket is now completely and utterly filthy. Man, I need to go ahead and straightforward wait until like spring to do some more plant activities like that. But then, hey, you know, it's somehow not that bad. And it's getting relatively dark here, but then, hey, you know, I've never ever thought of making a video straightforward off time. But then, hey, you know, I'm just straightforward preparing to upload what seems to be one of the very last videos of 2024. And yes, as I'm proving to you, I'm making this video in 2024. So don't get confused as I'm making a video by 2025. We'll just see what's up for grabs by next year. I'm quite pretty certain, but then yet uncertain about that. Anyways, I need to get back to my workbench because I need to go ahead and make some more toys and as well as animations and stuff. And actually, I haven't shown you even more. There's what looks like to be a Christmas present of something quite secret that I just can't show it to you on YouTube because it contains like my pictures of me. Oh well, okay, so everything's all dark, so not much I could really see. That there, of course, used to be geraniums, but then, hey, the geranium plant is still there. Not sure if the flowers are going to grow back again. That is a totally different plant. Probably mint of some sort. Osteoperums, fuchsias. I think everything is all dead as a dodo. I mean, look at that, hey. Clearly, I haven't done that much. That used to be a pantsy area here. Maybe I need to come along and do some more flowering things. Hopefully by next year, and I'm surely straightforward, looking forward to that moment. Anyways, I should straightforward leave this video here. I think it's getting extremely, if not exceptionally late. So if you really enjoyed this very amazingly different video on YouTube, please give this video a very good like. I hope you had a very Merry Christmas. Subscribe to more videos in the future. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And bye for now. And I hope you guys are going to have a very Happy New Year.